All right, boys, let's do this. So my plan to get huge as a skinny guy. In this video, I will share with you my entire full plan, set of actions. As you can see here, I'm going to explain to you my workouts, my diet, every single thing that I'm about to do. So let's do this. If you're a skinny guy, I think this is really going to help you. So for a bit of context, this is me 4 months ago, and this is me now, right? This is me now. It's 4 months between these photos. And here, what I did, just for the context so you can understand the reason behind why what I'm gonna do. So here I was training 6 days a week. 6 days a week, and here 0 days a week. So I went from doing every single thing right, training a lot, 6 days a week, eating right, eating properly, optimizing my diet, optimizing my training, tracking my progress in training and all that stuff, progressive overload, improving every single week, sleep more and all that stuff. And then I had like 4 to 5 months break of doing nothing, zero. So here in this photo, what I did was 0 days of training. Imagine you go from training 6 days a week to nothing, like zero, no training at all. Not calisthenics, not training at home, no dumbbells, no gym, no nothing. The entire plan and actions that I'm about to do in order to not only get to this level again, but get much bigger. So I'm going to share with you the entire plan. So the training plan, here's the training. What I'm going to do, I'm going to train 3 days a week for my first 2 to 3 months. And here's going to be the structure of my training. I'm going to have 2 upper body sessions per week and only 1 lower body session per week. The reason for that is because I really want to focus on my upper body. My lower body is okay. I do some sports, it's fine. I don't want to really focus on it right now. I want to really focus on my shoulders, on my chest, on my arms, and my back, right? So I want to get much bigger. I want to get a more V-taper. I want to get muscular arms, big chest, big shoulders, big traps, all that stuff. I want to get that first. If you want to do this transformation in the same time with me, I can help you with that. I can walk you by hand through all the things that you need to do. So consider joining Bulking School. It's the top link in the description. It's my Bulking School, in which I share all the knowledge that I have, all the steps that I'm about to take, besides every single thing that I do here. And then, of course, after a couple of months, maybe 6 months, maybe more than that, I'm going to focus on the lower body after that, right? But right now, the main goal is on the upper body, growing the upper body muscles. I'm going to share with you all the workout that I do and exercises. So don't look at the training program right now. I'm just going to explain some points, and then we're going to go over every single thing that we're going to do inside of this training program. So I'm going to start with 1 to 2 sets per exercise, and then eventually go to 4, 5, 6 sets per exercise. And for the reps, I'm going to do, for some exercises, 8 to 12 reps. And then for some exercises, 12 to 15 reps. The reason for that is because I already know from the past experience that I have in training, I know which rep ranges give me the most gains. So this is pretty much for me 8 to 12, and some exercises 12 to 15. But I would usually go to between 7 and 12, something like that. Between that range, 7 and 12 gives me the most gains. So the reason why I do this, first of all, I want to build up the habit again. That's why I start, because you said, okay, Marius, you were training 6 days a week. Why are you not starting again 6 days a week? The reason for that is because I want to build the habit again. Remember, I have nearly half a year of doing zero training. Half a year of doing zero training. I don't want to go in the gym right now and do 6 days a week, right? I don't want to do that. Even though I start easy, I still don't want to go to the gym 6 days a week from the start. That's one reason for that. I want to start easy, build up the habit again, right? Build up the habit. And then, of course, for after 2 to 3 months of doing this, getting used to it again, then, of course, we can start training again 5 times a day, 5 times a week, 6 days a week, something like that. The second reason is because I have other work to do, not only training. So I want to save a bit of time. And then, of course, I want to get the body used to training again. If I go to after 6 months of doing nothing, if I go to the gym right now and train 6 days a week, my body is not going to know what's happening. Okay, what are you doing? You go from doing nothing to training 6 days a week. What are you doing? So I want to get my body used to it again. I don't want to get problems too. Tendons, ligaments, I don't want to get inflamed. I don't want to get tendinopathy, all that stuff. I want to still stay healthy. So this is an important thing that if you're a complete beginner, you need to keep in mind. You need to progressively overload and progressively start. Load management, right? You want to start slow, a few days a week, and then after months, you can start increasing, right? You don't want to start right now. If you want to run, if you want to start doing marathons and you never run in your life, what are you going to do? You're going to start from tomorrow. You're going to start, go outside and run for 5 hours straight. You're not going to do that. You're probably going to start, okay, we're going to build the strength a bit. We're going to do some stretching a bit. And then we're going to start with 10 minutes, then 15 minutes, 20 minutes, all that stuff, right? We don't want to get injured. Keep in mind, I want to get huge. I want to get bigger than this. If I get injured, I cannot do that. So that's the reason. Now, because you understand, of course, the reason why I'm doing this, let's go over the program. The training program, and I'm going to explain to you every single thing that we're going to do. After that, we're going to go to the meal plan. I've got the meal plan for you also. It's for me, but you can use it as well. So, Monday, you can, of course, have whatever days you want. If it's 3 days a week, you have whatever days you want. But for me, to make it easy, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just how I went. Monday, keep in mind, the order of the muscle groups in the training program is also very important. So I thought about the order. I didn't just put random muscles there. I thought about the order. So why is that important? Is because in the first part of the training, we've got the full battery, full energy. We can put a lot of energy into the first muscles that we train. Towards the end of the training session, we have less battery and less energy. So you cannot train that hard towards the end of the training. So that's why we're going to focus on shoulders, arms, and chest in every single workout. So the first muscles that we're going to train on Monday is going to be the shoulders. Right? Is going to be shoulders. For the shoulders, we're going to start with shoulder press, machine or dumbbells. I tend to do dumbbells, but if I'm going to find a really good machine, I'm going to start with the machine. So shoulder press. Why we do shoulder press? Is because we want to get these front parts, these front fibers of the shoulder really to pop out. If you get these fibers to pop out, then you really got those 3D look shoulders. So we want to do shoulder press. The main thing that we work is, like I said, the front fibers of the deltoid muscle, which is basically the shoulder muscle. And then we also get, in the same time, we get some activation in the lateral part. So we also get, when we do the shoulder press, it's not only a front delt exercise. We also get some activation in the lateral side. So the next thing that we're going to do, the next exercise, is going to be machine lateral raises. Why machine? Because it's more stable, it's safer. We can really push to failure. If we use dumbbells, it's a bit hard to really push to failure safely. So we're going to do machine laterals after that, because we pre-exhausted in the shoulder press. Now we're going to do machine lateral raises and really focus on the lateral fibers. So now we're gonna train really, really hard and we got the shoulder done. Next thing, we're gonna do the biceps. We put a lot of energy into arms and shoulders. So biceps, we're gonna do incline dumbbell curls, Go on a bench, a bit of incline, experiment with that, get the dumbbells and start curling. You get the really nice stretch, and it's an exercise that I used to do and I got a lot of gains from that exercise. That's why I'm gonna put it right here. And then the second exercise is gonna be easy bar curls. Easy bar curls, neutral position, really push hard, nice. Next, chest. We're gonna do incline press, really focus on that incline upper part of the chest. Then we're gonna do pec deck. So we got one pushing movement and one fly movement. Next, triceps. We're gonna do only overhead cable extensions, right? If we train in this position, we target all the triceps heads in the same time, for you to know. So that's why we do only one exercise in this workout. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do pull-ups. Why pull-ups? We do pull-ups because in pull-ups, we're gonna get all the muscles in the back working. If we do only lat pull down or only rows, we kind of focus on other parts of the back. But when we do pull-ups, we get all kind of activation in all the muscles in the back. So that's why we do that. And we don't want to do another exercise because this workout is going to be pretty intense. We've got 2 exercises for shoulders, 2 for biceps, 2 for chest, 1 for triceps, and then training the back again for 2-3 exercises is hard. Keep in mind, it's also the last muscle group that we train, so it's pretty hard to do. Next, Wednesday, we're gonna do hamstring, quads, and calves. We're gonna do probably machine curls, squats, leg extensions, and calf raises on a press, something like that, and also leg press. Let's go to Friday. Now we're gonna start with the chest because we really want to focus on the chest, and now we're gonna focus on the entire chest. So this is why we're gonna do a flat dumbbell press. We can also do machine, it depends. And then again, pec deck, really nice exercise, 2 exercises for chest, we're good to go. For shoulders, again, we're gonna start with doing dumbbell lateral raises and then reverse pec deck because we also want the rear delt, right? We also want the real delt here, the one right here. We want to get it done. So after that, we're going to do the biceps again behind cable curls. So it's going to be more stretch in the back of the body. I'm going to curl with the cables, really nice exercise. And then machine curls. If we got the machine, we're going to do that. If not, we're probably going to do straight bar cable curls, or maybe again easy bar curls. I'm not sure, but this is kind of the outline here, the structure. The back, notice that we train the back again, not the last one, but here. So we're gonna do wide rows to chest to really get the rhomboids, the trapezius, and all that stuff to get the thickness, and then we're gonna do the cable prayers to get more the some muscles right here in the front, and also a bit of lats. Triceps, last exercise, we're gonna do cable bar push down. Good exercise, I really like it. So that's pretty much the training that we're gonna do. 3 days a week. We train our upper body twice a week and then our lower body once a week. How to progress? We're gonna track the reps and loads, and every single week we're gonna either try to add 1 to 2 reps to each exercise, keeping the same weight, or we're gonna add 1 to 2 kilograms, keeping the same reps. That's pretty much it. And for the technique, try to feel the muscle that we train, and we're gonna do a stretch, controlled, and to failure. Very important, we wanna get huge, so we need to train till failure. All right, let's talk about the meal plan right now. We talked a lot of the training program, but let's talk about the meal plan. So we're gonna have 4 high protein meals a day. Just don't look at this at first, just let me explain a bit. 4 high protein meals a day, high carbs before and after the workout, so pre-workout and post-workout. And then no more than 5 hours without eating. we're going to include foods that we like inside the program, inside the plan. So here's a sample meal plan that you could use in order to get kind of structure. So here are the daily macros: about 150 grams of protein per day, about 60 grams of fats per day to keep the testosterone level optimal. And then the rest of it is going to be carbs, veggies, fruits, all that stuff. Meal number 1, about 8:30 a.m. I'm going to have a pre-workout. 40 grams of protein. We're going to do either 2 scoops of whey protein, some coffee, and some fruits. A lot of fruits. Why? Because it's pre-workout. We need to have a bunch of carbs before the workout. Or I'm going to do eggs with bread and fruits. So a bunch of protein and a bunch of carbs. Then we're going to train, and then I'm going to have meal number 2 at around 1 p.m. This is going to be post-workout. So after the workout, I'm going to have 30 grams of protein. We're going to have some meat for protein. We're going to have some sauce, some pasta for carbs, and some fruits, again, for carbs. We stay healthy. We get fibers. We get carbs. We get all the food groups, right? Next, meal 3, we're going to have 35 grams of protein. We're going to have soy, chicken, right? With some rice, again, protein, carbs, and some grilled veggies to get the fibers to stay healthy. Maybe some fruits as well. And then last meal of the day, 8 p.m., 35 grams of protein again. We're going to have a homemade mass gainer shake. I have the recipe in one of my videos. I'm not sure. If you want the recipe, just comment and I'm probably going to put it in the next video or so. So we're either going to have that or we're going to have a protein ice cream, right? So remember, it's evening. We get something sweet to eat and all that stuff before bed. So this is just I think a really good meal plan for me that I can follow. We can have some snacks maybe in between, so we get more protein, more calories. Maybe between meal 2 and meal 3, right? We can have another snack between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. where maybe we can have a protein bar, some nuts, right? Things like that. And let's say someday, of course, maybe you don't have any meat, right? So we only have pasta and fruit and some whey protein. We're going to have the whey protein for the protein, and then we're going to have the pasta for normal pasta for carbs. So it's not something that you say, okay, I'm going to do this 100%, but it's something that, okay, we have some kind of schedule and a routine that we need in order to make sure we can achieve this. What you can do and what I'm about to do is to set myself reminders on my phone. So it's going to remind me, okay, you need to eat at 8:30, you need to eat at 1 p.m., you need to eat at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. because I've got a lot of work to do throughout the day. So it's easy for me to forget about eating, right? And I don't really have I'm not really hungry as a person, so it's hard for me to eat a lot. That's why having reminders, it's a very good way to make sure you eat what you have. Now, for the recovery, we have high protein, high carb meals in the rest days because we train only 3 days a week. So in the other days, we're going to keep the same meal plan, high protein, high carbs. We've got plenty of recovery because we train only 3 days a week. So we've got 4 days of rest. And we need to get a consistent sleep schedule, wake up and go to sleep time. More than 7 hours in bed, because when you go to bed, you don't fall asleep instantly. So you want to make sure if we get 9 hours in bed, so from the moment you go to sleep to the moment you wake up, if you go 9 hours in bed, you're probably going to sleep for, I don't know, for some people it's going to be 8 hours, or for some people 7 hours, or for some people 8 hours and 40 minutes if you fall asleep very, very fast, right? So more than 7 hours in bed. And for the sleep, for me, it works cold, dark room. We're going to do non-sleep deep rest meditation just before falling asleep. Just before going to sleep, it's going to really put you in the good state. And then rain sounds and good to go. Just fall asleep, right? Caffeine just in the morning. Make sure you don't have caffeine in the afternoon because it's going to disrupt your sleep for some people. Now, if you want to do this transformation in the same time with me, I can help you with that. I can walk you by hand through all the things that you need to do. So consider joining Bulking School. It's the top link in the description. It's my Bulking School. in which I share all the knowledge that I have, all the steps that I'm about to take. Besides every single thing that I do here, I do updates, we do calls, we do have some courses in there, right? Training programs, meal plans, all that stuff. You can see here what other guys have to say about it. So if you want to support me and in the same time get your body transformation, click the link below and join.